I'm going to try my best to articulate this video as thoroughly, as plainly, as eloquently as possible. I don't want there to be any lost context. I don't want to just look like I'm coming out of nowhere having a temper tantrum because these things are happening. The allegations I am levying towards YouTube are extremely serious, and I'm taking this video extremely seriously. YouTube, you guys either play favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was a clip from CoryxKenshin's most recent video, which details the favoritism, hypocrisy, and even, well, borderline racism that he's experienced with YouTube, as well as the people that work and are behind YouTube for the past years that he's been on the platform, and most recently with an issue regarding age restrictions on different people's videos, which show signs of YouTube playing favorites or, well, again, being racist. Before I do get into this video's meat and potatoes, you know, the real gritty and grind, you know, all of that, I want to preface by saying these are alleged, or at least what I'm saying is alleged. I'm not trying to insinuate that YouTube is doing any of this. I'm taking the point of view from CoryxKenshin's video and applying it to myself so I could maybe have some well-formed opinion. But then again, that does not mean what I say is 100% fact and 100% truth, as we have yet to have YouTube's response out yet, so it would be inappropriate for me to say that. So again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Also, go down and hit that fat red button real quick for me. We're going to 10K, baby. Going strong. But I'm gonna quit like talking a bunch, and I'm actually going to get into what has recently happened and play a couple of clips from Corey's video to essentially summarize the situation as a whole. I also want to say I'm sorry if there's like a bunch of banging noises in the background. House is being renovated right now, or like not renovated, I think that's the wrong word. House is being like changed mildly, and it requires some construction work, so there may be a lot of noises. I apologize. But moving on. Now, CoryxKenshin had played a video game on his channel called The Mortuary Assistant. It's actually a pretty good game, I would recommend. And said video got age restricted for whatever reason, considering that there wasn't anything to really age restrict. I guess it's sort of like a horror game, but that typically doesn't happen when it comes to gaming YouTube. So Cory, being confused by this, searches through other people's videos to try and find out as to why, obviously only doing that after he tried to reject and appeal the age restriction itself, which was a entire failure. They would not tell him at all why he got age restricted for any reason, and when he appealed it, they again did that. They did not tell him why, and they rejected his appeal. Cory got into the works talking with his YouTube rep, I think it's called, and it turns out Cory had a little bit of part in some form of the video, and it's some part of the video that could have been age restricted. Again, it was really stretching it, but like it could be possible. Cory's YouTube rep points that out, so Cory does a bit of detective work and decides to go check other people's video. He finds that in Markiplier's part 3 of The Mortuary Assistant, Markiplier also has this part in his video, and he's not age restricted by any means. If anything, that video got pushed out. So Cory, being confused, talks to this to his rep, and I'll let the video ensue and tell you what happens because it's actually shocking.
What do you think happened after that? I'll give you a second. They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off. I said, why? I expected them to triple down and give Markiplier an age restriction too. But they looked at Mark's video and they used that to verify my innocence.
Which is actually unbelievable, and I agree that there must be some form of favoritism, or literally any form of pure just targeting and against Cory, because I mean, all the evidence point to it. There's only one thing that could be missing, which is like other people of color being affected by age restrictions when other people who are not of color are doing same said thing without getting age restricted. There could be more evidence, but right now we can perceive that there's definitely something at play here, considering that they took, after being presented with evidence, decided that, now that we think of it, you know, this video isn't too bad. Through the 2 checks you had to age restrict that video, or to say, hey, maybe this video isn't too bad, guys, through all those double checks, first of all, age restricting the video in the first place, you have to watch the goddamn video to age restrict it in the first place, which would require you actually taking into consideration whether this should be age restricted or not. And then, when it gets appealed, you still have that extra time to take in consideration your second chance. Even with that second shot at, you know, verifying whether this should be age restricted in the first place, you know, you double down and say, yeah, no, it should. But then once you're presented with a video of someone who is not a person of color doing the exact same thing as Cory, you take your chips and you take them back. You were going all in, now you take your chips, you take them back. You pass, you know. Now you let up. Suddenly, once it's Markiplier, it's fine, guys. But then, this is not even the most bewildering part of this situation. If anything, I'd say it's far from it. I'll let the clip speak for itself once again, because I don't feel it's a justice for me to explain what happened. If you'd like to go see the full video where Cory even gives his opinions on the situation and doesn't just tell the story of it like in this video, I recommend you go take a gander in the description and watch that video, because it is insane.
That thought. Let's get back to the current situation. So my YouTube rep assures me he's going to continue this dialogue with the policy team and try to get some answers to those 3 questions that I had. So another day, another 2 days go by, and what do you know? They re-age restricted the video. They re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted. They got caught with their pants down.
I could not have said that any better myself. Yes, they did get caught with their pants down. It's pathetic, honestly. They're striving to save face, and it's not fair by any means. As a platform with the amount of users, the company backed behind it, the large policy team, and overall human common sense and common human decency, you know, regular human morals to not be racist or not have favoritism or not be biased, literally anything, having all these chances to fix your mistake and deeply apologize for what you did. Instead, you decided that you double down, then you pull out, then you double down again, and even harder the second time. That's pathetic. I would have said, how as a platform can you let this slide, let this be a thing that happens? How can you, even as humans that are dealing with a situation like this, do that? Because I know this wasn't a bot. I know a bot didn't make the conscious decision to turn down his appeal, then get in contact with his rep, and then do it again. I know that wasn't a bot mistake, YouTube. I know it wasn't. YouTube really had to backpedal as hard as possible to try and save face, and again, it's pathetic. It's annoying. I'd argue that this shows signs of even more than just a bias at that point. That shows signs of just handling a platform in a poor manner and is overall disgusting morals. They really said, oh yeah, he kind of has a point. Well, instead of trying to solve the problem, let's just get rid of the problem by age restricting them both. Are you an idiot? Are you like, whoever made the 2 IQ decision to put the age restriction back on that video, it better not have been a collective effort by the policy team, or else I am disappointed in how YouTube is going to be turning out in the next couple of years to come, because this is pathetic.
They got called out, and then they had to go back and say, oh, whoa, okay, we see the narrative that he's kind of pushing here. We need to take some steps back. We need to just age restrict them both and be done with it. You thought that I wasn't gonna, like, talk about this, make a video about it? You realize how bad this looks for you, YouTube. You realize how unfair this comes across. I, in all my years, have never seen a video get age restricted, de-age restricted, and then age restricted again. Have any of you ever seen that happen before?
No, Cory, no one's seen it before. Because it's simply unjustified and would not happen under any normal circumstance like the one we're in right now. I'm not gonna continue with this video. If you'd like to go watch Cory's full video, it will be linked in the description down below. You can just get to it quick and easy, because again, I still can't believe how pathetic this is. It's abnormal. It's abnormal. This shouldn't be happening. Like, it's crossed a line. Like, you know, we used to joke about, oh yeah, YouTube's a really bad platform, but what are you gonna do about it? You know, oh, they handle copyright poorly, their systems are flawed, they got rid of dislikes, oh haha, whatever. But this has been based in prejudice and in general just horrible base value human morals from the YouTube policy team. There is no excuse as to why this should be happening in any universe. Considering this is a possibility on our platform, it does not make the platform viable for creators that are people of color. I'm losing the capability to talk because of how pathetic this is. Do better, man. Do better, man. But honestly, that's about it for this video. This is pathetic. It's really disappointing. But if you enjoyed this video, go down and hit that subscribe button. Go follow my TikTok and my Twitter, both linked in the description. It would really help me out a lot because you know, small creator vibes. times, and my channel's kind of dead right now. I'm not feeling too good about last video's views. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, then go and click one of the two that are on screen at the moment, considering they're probably similar to this video. So if you enjoyed, again, go check out one of those. But without further ado, thank you for watching, and bye.